guys, Sullivan Owen here in Philadelphia. So I'm going to be taking a pause from videos about the potager. Number one, I just need a break from thinking about it. And two, I'm waiting for some quotes and information to come back. Today, I'd like to get into planning your cut flower garden with floral designs in mind. Personally, I think a lot of the flower growing movement is not grounded in design. It seems to be both about a lifestyle of being on and photographing a flower farm, and also it seems to be focused on seeds and people selling seeds and ease of growing. And that might work if your goal is to have like a you pick yourself farm or you're doing farm stand flowers. But even then, I think part of the obstacle to people charging what they need to at farm stands is due more to the assortment of flowers that are being grown. But my approach to this is, well, my entire approach to my garden is things that I know, growing flowers that I know make beautiful designs. But if you have any aspiration while you're growing flowers to be a designer, whether that's being a farmer florist or selling to the floral trade, I think knowing more about design is important. And I don't know that I feel that it's really being featured, or maybe it's not being featured in the places that this information is coming to me. Talking to other designers, freelancers that work for me, is that I will always tell you that as a floral designer, we are paid for what we can do with flowers, our ideas about flowers, and not for the actual flowers. And I think this is a critical way to shift thinking, whether you're growing or designing or just an enthusiast and love to arrange. It's easy to get caught up in specific flowers, especially in gardening where everybody's constantly trying to hunt down the specific varieties. But good design can happen with a variety of materials, whether it's flowers from the grocery store, flowers from the garden, weeds on the side of the road. It's what you can do with those materials that makes your work stand apart. So with that in mind, I thought we could go through these designs that I've made for my garden, and I could show you what I think is necessary in terms of constructing a floral composition on paper, in an image, and ultimately in your garden. So the shapes required for your floral composition, you're going to hear them called all different kinds of things. And there's nothing really wrong in floral design. It comes down to who taught you. So the terms that I use when constructing a recipe, or even when I'm out I keep these terms in sort of the back of my mind always when I'm out cutting. But I use the terms focal flower, spray flower, line flower, filler flower, foliage, I just like foliage instead of greens, and accents. So these are the words I use. You can use whatever words you like, but you should be thinking about what the different terms mean and how that translates to shapes in a design. Now, not every design has to have every single category represented, but they are important elements. They're sort of the visual building blocks of creating a floral arrangement. So thanks to the magic of iCloud, I've got all the photos from the beautiful little montage at the beginning to take you through, and I'm just going to be circling in each photo how I would categorize each flower. And you may notice that at different times of the year, flowers shift from whether they are an accent flower to a focal flower to flowers that disappear completely. I'm in zone 7. Your own growing zone is going to affect the bloom times for these things, so I'm just listing them out by the month that I made them. And this is going back 3 growing seasons. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put the actual year up on the screen but I had torn apart my garden so much that 2020, the early spring of 2020, it was incredibly challenging to go out and cut anything because everything was just so new and under construction. So 2021 has been a much more abundant and successful growing season. So I hope seeing how I think about flowers and how I categorize them was helpful. What I'm going to do in the next few episodes is break down those focal, filler, spray, foliage. I'm going to break those down into individual types of flowers by bloom season, because I think that's another way that you can sort of think about, what am I missing? What am I lacking? What do I need more of? And it doesn't have to be as rigorous as I think I only do this for my own garden because I've spent so long building floral arrangements. If you just want to grow pretty things to cut and enjoy, you certainly don't need to get down into the design planning. But I would like to see the growing community out there start to think about this stuff a little bit more, because the real way to distinguish yourself as somebody people want to get flowers from, buy flowers from, is what you do with them. Everyone can grow a pretty zinnia. Everyone at this rate grows dahlias. It's not about the flower anymore, guys. It's about what you do with them. So I hope you guys will subscribe and stick around for the next few episodes as I take you through the seasonal availability of different things in these bloom categories. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.